let's talk about, in a very non-spoiler way, last night's episode of The Boys. Some things went down. Some alliances perhaps are being formed. A lot of things are happening. Rob, what did you think of episode 5?
Well, look, the first 4 episodes of The Boys were pretty jaw-dropping.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode was, I mean, a lot of big stuff happened, but to me, this was kind of a breather episode. Let's take a breath. Let's sort of reconfigure where everything is. We've seen some shifting alliances. Frenchie has a new problem in his life. So everybody does. Like everybody, certainly the board of Vought now are in fear for their lives. I mean, there's a great boardroom scene with Homelander that I really enjoyed. They're setting the stage, and of course, Soldier Boy is stateside.
Yeah.
And that conflict, wherever that's going, is definitely, and all the different relationships that people have with one another. And Seth Rogen.
We
got to watch Seth Rogen doing something I never thought I'd see Seth Rogen just doing.
I always felt I would.
Did you see? Yeah. I was like, wow, Seth.
Like, that's going to happen at some
point. Seth really went for it.
Yeah.
He looks good.
I appreciate it. He's looking great.
He looks good.
He's looking great.
No
Seth is fearless.
Was that vague enough? Right?
It's got me so peaked.
No, I mean, while it didn't have, people explode, well, I mean, not exploding the way we've seen them.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really interesting. I found it to be compelling. It didn't have the visceral thrills that The Boys has had, but still a really compelling episode. Really interesting to see the character interplay and everybody's kind of, the Starlight relationship. Yeah. She's not happy.
No.
And she's rightfully not happy. And, some friends of ours are dipping into the little compound V more than they should.
Right. A lot of things are going on here. I love that you've talked about the relationships here, because that's really what stood out to me on this episode, was there was a lot more character development and a lot more of the lovely relationship work happening here, of how everyone is feeling about each other and their choices. And that's ultimately what this episode is about, is taking stands and seeing where you lie on things. And if that then changes how you think about those close to you. Are your morals going to affect mine? Are my morals going to affect how you feel about me and how we can interact from this point on? Which is a really very wild and deep thing to talk about on a show where we've seen someone climb into a urethra.
And I really think too that
Rob Raider.
There are scenes. Robin Trader. There are scenes in this, like Homelander talking to Maeve, for instance. Terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Because now we're at the place where I can't get over what happened to Elizabeth Shue at the end of the first season.
Or Supersonic.
I mean, now I think everybody's on the table. Anybody could go at any moment, and it's really terrifying. And Anthony Starr, if that guy doesn't get the Emmy nod this year, I mean, I don't think I've seen somebody relish a role as much as he does.
Yeah.
And just the simmering in his soul that we see. I mean, there is going to be Homelander violence unleashed in this season like we have never seen before. They even bring up the fact that he'll kill millions in this episode. And I'm like, I expect a big climax to this season.
Man, I'm getting tired of this, guys. Listening to you guys talk about the show, I really want to see it.
You need to watch it, Ray.
Ray, it's really easy. All you have to do is turn on a screen, and you just have to go to Amazon.
Or use Campea Plus.
You go use Campea Plus.
Yeah.
John is on.
Yeah.
John is on.
And, just go watch it there.
Yeah. Oh. It is a very compelling story. I know sometimes a little of the filthy isn't your jam for shows, but
it all depends, there's some filth that's welcome in my house.
There's a little column A, column B on this one. There's a lot of good stuff.
We did get a little filthy, Maeve and Butcher.
What? Spoilers.
Also, Chris,
that wasn't a spoiler for me.
Also, when you said nothing burger,
He got hungry.
I'm hungry.
I'm really hungry
so
today.
fat.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm starving. I'm really hungry too.
Like, there's nothing you could imagine. When you say nothing burger, what can you imagine? Oh, nothing.
I don't know. I can imagine quite a bit.
So many things. I got to say, too, on this episode, I mean, we are juggling like A, B, and C plots here, and it's done masterfully.
Yes, and they're all compelling. It's not like, this story.
Yeah.
No, I loved going from well, I won't say all the different play, like you said. I think that's the big strength of this season, is there's so many balls in the air they're juggling in terms of storylines and character.
Easy, Ray.
Stop it there, Ray.
Oh, I was just.
Anyway, and I really think they've done a masterful job scripting this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sad there's only 3 more episodes left.
I know, but that also proves, though, I mean, everything could go to dog shit, right? I mean, this could just all pan out horribly. But so far, this doesn't feel like rushed storytelling. This feels like everything has nuance. Again, I'm talking about nuance on a show where we're seeing all kinds of banana stuff. But the storytelling here is so well executed thus far. And I'm really hoping they stick the landing. I'm feeling confident they will.
The chat is asking about when the Hero-gasm episode is. Do we even know that?
No, but I think somebody was shipped off to the Hero-gasm Island or wherever the hell they go.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
I can only
possibly.
imagine what horrors await.
That is what it felt like.
Yeah, and it's going to be distasteful.
Yeah. Well, and guys, if you want us to talk in not so vague terms about this episode, definitely make sure that you tune in today at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our Boys After Show, where we are going to get so diabolical and bring on all the filthy, talking about the ins and outs of this episode. And what
Ins and outs,
for the rest.
definitely so.
A lot of ins and outs. Yeah. If you thought the episode, be sure to let us know what you thought of it down in the comments below. And just as a courtesy to other folks, too, remember, guys, let's try to keep the chat pretty spoiler-free when it comes to these things. So even if you aren't watching this live, those comments on this video, let's keep this evergreen and pure, and let's not spoil it, okay? We'd appreciate that.
Guys, we want to take just a minute and thank the sponsor of this video, Masterclass. Masterclass is offering classes on a wide variety of topics, like all taught by world-class masters at the absolute tops of their field. Each class is broken down out into individual video lessons, usually like around 10 minutes or so long, and members can explore at their own pace. And each class is supported by downloadable materials, lessons, recipes, or more that you can all find at masterclass.com. For example, are you into streaming? Well, you can take the Building Your Streaming class taught by ninjas so you can sharpen up on your streaming skills. Or if you're interested in independent filmmaking, take independent filmmaking from Academy Award winner Spike Lee. You want to get classes on how to direct? How about from Ron Howard? The very first one I personally looked up and got into was Business Leadership by the great Big Papa Iger, Bob Iger himself. And I was absolutely enthralled with it. I love every single minute of this stuff. If any of those apply to you, you need to try Masterclass. So I highly recommend that you check it out. Get unlimited access to every Masterclass, and as a John Campea Show viewer, you get 15% off an annual membership. Go to masterclass.com/Campea. Once again, to get 15% off your annual membership, go to masterclass.com/Campea.